Conference Championship Day. My name is Jason Hammer. Most of the country getting snow falling down, but today we're gonna make it rain. We're gonna make a lot of money with all Indiana bets.
Hey, I'm Scott Long, and wow, what a week last week was. Will it be that way this week? I don't really care. It's about making money on this show right here, right now.
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook and LUNAZUL Tequila. Feed the wolf.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Here we are, Conference Championship Day. And Scott, you kind of alluded to this earlier. Last week was phenomenal. Every single game ended in a walk-off. You had dramatics, you had theatrics, you had great quarterback play, you had special teams play. Ain't no way that's happening this week.
No.
Nope.
I mean, people I think even forget that the Bengals and the Raiders played. And that was a pretty decent game.
Came down to the final drive. Raiders had a chance.
And then there was the Bengals and the Titans, and people kind of forget about that game too, right? But what I'll tell you right now is these games last week, the other three were amazing. I don't know if I'm loving on the Chiefs and the Bengals. Are the Rams and the 49ers something that really makes everybody in the middle of the country get really stoked about? No, but don't knock it. It's still football, and it's almost done. I mean, thank goodness next week we have a big Pro Bowl show.
Yeah, one full hour of the Pro Bowl, kids.
Set your clocks to that one. That will be amazing. You'll get to watch Colts actually play in February.
Wow. Postseason football from members of the Colts.
Right.
So we'll get into that next week. But for this week, let's get into some of these games.
Okay.
You've got the Bengals at the Chiefs. And let me just say this. Good for Bengals fans.
Yeah.
I've got some buddies who are Bengals fans. They've suffered for a long time. Enjoy this. Enjoy everything this week was about, because waking up on a day where your team plays in a conference championship game, don't get spoiled by that. It feels like here in Indy, if you grew up during the Peyton Manning Colts days, you thought this was like your rite of passage to play in the conference championship game. This isn't normal, so don't take this for granted.
I remember early in the season, I'm sure a lot of your Bengal friends loved when you called them frauds.
I did.
And,
I did.
And I'm like, bet the Bengals. I never thought the Bengals would get to hear
Did you
that.
sound like Bill Cosby when you did it? The Cincinnati Bengals.
So here we go today. How are you feeling about that Chiefs-Bengals game? Me? I'm supposed to go first. I heard the voice of Peter, our producer, said Scott first.
See, this is what happens when we don't have Rachel here.
That is sad.
She's kind of the quarterback of our team, and we'll get to that in just a moment.
We miss all the McPickers, okay?
All the McPickers.
All of them. You miss them. We do too. But I'm going to give you a great pick here. I love the Chiefs. I know all the smart money, the sharps are on the Bengals. That's how this spread, this doesn't seem right. This spread does not seem right. Did you watch both games? I did. I can tell you the Chiefs looked like they could do whatever they wanted. The Bengals won because Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions. Joe Burrow was sacked 9 times in that game. I love the Chiefs in this matchup. It's beautiful weather, which is an advantage, I think, for the Chiefs. They are a fast-track team. Take the Chiefs in this game.
Every once in a while, something happens on this show that brings me pain, that brings me despair. And that thing is when I have to agree with Scott Long.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are the play here. In Arrowhead, -7. Now, some spots, you see this at 7.5. But there are places where this is 7. There's a big difference between 7.5 and 7. So make sure that if you're going to bet this game, you do it now and lock that 7 in and get that hook far, far away from there. Kansas City at home is the play. Scott hit the nail on the head. 9 sacks.
Yeah.
Cincinnati was sacked 9 times last week by the Titans. Not the 85 Bears, not the 86 Giants, by the Titans. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see the Cincinnati offense keep pace in this one if they give up even half those amount of sacks. Lay the 7 with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, we've got another game to look at. Another game.
NFC, Rams, 49ers. They square off in LA. So once again, here are these teams that play each other twice a year. And if you know any of the background, Shanahan owns McVay. If you don't know the backstory, Shanahan was the offensive coordinator with, at the time, the Washington Redskins, now Washington football team, and McVay was his quarterback coach. He seems to own this bet. It's amazing every time. 6 straight times the 49ers have beaten the Rams, and most of those times the 49ers were dogs. Here they are, dogs again. How is this not my long shot? Because I have made so much money this year on the 49ers. I have bet almost perfectly on them. I just can't totally buy that a team can win 7 straight times against another, but I'm not gonna fade the 49ers yet, especially the 3.5. That hook is a beautiful thing.
Well, let me be the one to take the first drink on this show.
Yeah.
Oh man, that LUNAZUL Tequila, tasting really good. The reason I had to take a drink is because Scott's right again.
Oh no.
I love the 49ers in this matchup here. It feels like this is the defense that's playing the best in the NFL right now. Look at what this San Francisco defense has done. They've shut down Dak Prescott, those Cowboy receivers. They went into the frozen tundra of a Lambeau, shut down who should be the league MVP, and Aaron Rodgers, and that passing attack. And now, this isn't even really a road game for the 49ers. Have you seen the way those fans have been traveling? Have you seen what the Rams do at home? The Rams are beatable at home. The 49ers are better on the road. So when you factor in all of these things, I think the better defense getting points here is the play. I think this is going to be close, but for some reason, the 49ers are to the Rams what the Jags are to the Colts. They just can't find a way to get over that hump. Give me the 49ers, give me the points, the better defense. That is my pick on this game here. Now, we mentioned earlier, Rachel, not here.
Yeah.
She is off for the time being because we're in the red zone of her dropping that shorty out.
Yeah, she was feeling some labor pains, which is kind of like the whole United States.
Yes.
I mean, that's where the America we live in. But last night, her favorite guy, Scott, I hope you see this, we'll send it to you. I bought you some presents, Rachel. I bought this.
What's that?
It's like chocolate and pretzels, caramel. It's Rachel. She's sweet, but she has got a salty mouth.
She is salty. She's like a sailor.
I love her. I miss her for that reason. The little person in her life, so I got a little onesie of the Pacers.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Very sports theme, Pacers. And if you're gonna watch a lot of Pacer games and you're a baby, what do you need? A burp cloth.
Yes,
Because,
absolutely.
oh my Lord, and you need it during Colts games too, especially as the Colts choked against Jacksonville that whole game.
Oh, no.
I needed one to clean up whatever I was trying to drink to forget. So, Rachel, we're thinking of you. Good luck with the baby. Can't wait to see you soon. And, well, you know what? She's not here, so maybe I am going to now sell those on our code here.
Yes. So whether or not little baby Scott Hammer Moneymaker McLaughlin has been born or not,
Sorry, Rachel.
you
Go
can
ahead.
still buy a gift by taking our bets. Look at that QR code up there. Scan that QR code. That takes you to all the plays that Scott and I have going on today.
Good.
Conference championships, college basketball, the long shot, the degenerate special. Oh, and now we've got some snacks in here.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have fun today. Conference championship games, we got a fully stocked bar, and we're gonna have a good
Yes.
time. We're gonna play America's fastest growing game sensation, Feeling or Fading.
Oh, yeah.
When we come back, do not go anywhere.
Feeling the snacks.
We're taking this to 1 o'clock. It's all Indiana bets right here on Wish TV.
All Indiana bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook.
Hey people 21 plus, it's Kenny Mayne as a cartoon. I'm here to tell you real things about Boost and Super Boost. The easiest way to think of boosts and super boosts is that they are like a little or sometimes big assist when you bet on something. Wait, it's more like when you're going to eat something and you add salt or pepper or some rare spice. It kind of boosts the taste of the meal. In this case, your appetite is for sports betting, and these boosts offer you better odds and better payouts on anything. Like this hockey team you want to win in a shutout, where the odds are boosted to plus 1,100. How about this parlay, where your odds without the boost were plus 470 for a total payout of 570, but with the boost, you're getting plus 550 for a total payout of 650. Delicious. I'm hungry for all of it, even if a cartoon figure has no sense of taste. This thing's getting weird. Just hit the boost icon at the top of your Caesars Sportsbook app to see what bets you can place with the boost.
All right, thank you, Kenny Mayne. And again, always check the promotions and daily specials wherever you're playing at, because you can get a little extra juice for your bet.
You know, sometimes before you place your bet, here's a little tip. If you might go like, oh, it says plus 130 or minus 125, and you're like, wait a minute, after I put the money in, maybe I'm losing $7. Maybe I shouldn't even make this bet. You have to be careful. Not everything is equal, even on straight up bets. The line moves, and instead of always moving the line, they'll just move what you're gonna pay out.
All right, speaking of paying out, let's play a round of feeling it or fading it.
Yeah.
And this is how it's gonna work. I'm gonna run a topic by you, Scott. You tell us if you're feeling it, if this is something you'd be interested in making a bet on, or if you're fading it and you're getting ready to throw a chair and walk out of the room in disgust. We start with this. AFC title game. Kansas City hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow to throw for over 249 yards and a half and 1.5 touchdowns. Feeling it, fading it.
I'm feeling it because the Bengals are going to be down most of this game. I'm guessing by 14 to 17 points, and they're constantly going to be trying to catch up. So I feel that there's going to have to be a lot of yards. I feel that there's going to be some touchdowns. There are going to be some backdoor things. This probably is going to be a late fourth quarter thing, but I feel it.
I'm with you. I think you need an early touchdown from Cincinnati and Joe Burrow. You'll feel a lot better.
That'd be
Even
nice.
if this game starts to get away from Cincinnati, that backdoor fourth quarter where you kind of get that garbage touchdown, hey, that's a winner. All right, let's move on to the NFC Championship game. 49ers wide receiver Deebo Samuel. Over or under 50 receiving yards plus, what are we looking at here? 50 rushing yards. 50 rushing yards.
I actually gave this to Peter. I saw this early in the week on the Caesars Sportsbook, and I was all over it because it's plus 350 on this one. Plus 350. Deebo had 130 total yards against the Rams last time they played. It was the reason the 49ers are in this game. It was a last-minute comeback by them.
So you're feeling this.
Totally feeling it.
I'm going to fade this. I think that's way too many things that you need. The juice is good, plus 350. I like the juice there, but it feels like there's a reason why that juice is there at plus 350. I'm a hard pass on this one. I'm going to fade it. How about Cooper Kupp? Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp, 49ers running back Elijah Mitchell. Both to score a touchdown in the NFC Championship game. The way I see it, the odds have been boosted to plus 280.
Yeah.
Feeling it or fading it?
I fade continually Cooper Kupp's name. It annoys me. Elijah Mitchell sounds like a good running back, though. But I don't like this one at all. You're asking a lot of two different players. I fade that one.
Same thing I just said about the previous one. You got a lot of stuff that needs to go right here. I've said from day one that parlay bets, even if it's the same game parlay, parlays are sucker bets.
Yeah.
And this, even though the juice is not bad here, it's not great at plus 280. I don't think this is worth your time. I would fade this one. There are some better bets available on the board. All right, gonna take a quick timeout here. And then when we come back, oh man, the long shot, the degenerate special. This is what the people want. We give the people what they want, and what they want is making money.
Is the smoke alarm going off? Because these ones are on fire.
We are going to make so much money. We're going to be above the law, and we've got those picks coming up when we come back right here on All Indiana Bets.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. UCLA going multiple years without losing a basketball game. Just some of the great streaks in sports, but none of them compare to what Scott Long has been doing with the long shots.
I am going to light this sucker up. It's a cigar.
That's
it's
made
actually,
out of chocolate.
It's made of chocolate. Delicious.
But the long shot has been on an unbelievable roll.
I need to put my
a
glasses on.
record-like roll. We've not seen anything like this since the Wild Wild West. It's unbelievable.
Okay, you are a great hype man, but you know how I am. You don't need a hype man with me. I'm my own hype man. Get it on me right here.
Here we go.
Look at that. Now, that might look like a degenerate pick, but that's not a degenerate pick. Do you recall last year what Loyola did? And 3 years ago, they were in the Final Four. Last year, they beat Illinois. Drake won their first game in the NCAA tournament and almost beat UCLA when they played them again. What I'm trying to tell you right now is this is the game of the year for the Missouri Valley. And these are two teams that have spent time in the NCAA tournament, and Drake is playing at home. This is their monster game of the year. Remember when Indiana and Purdue played and Indiana elevated their game? This is the game of the year for Drake. Take the money. How many times do I have to win for you guys to start joining Bezos and me?
I believe it was Drake himself who once said, started from the bottom, and now we're here. If you've been following the advice of Scott Long on the long shot, you wouldn't just be here, you'd be up in the stratosphere. Now, I like that pick, but you're right. That does kind of look like a degenerate special pick.
It's on the edge, but it's not.
You want a degenerate special pick?
They've been on fire.
You want a degenerate
Where's
special
your
pick?
burst? What's that say? Let's put that on.
Oh, look at that.
I'm going to be your right. 10 wins, 5 losses of your last 15 on the degenerate. Degenerate, Mr. Degenerate, speak.
Let's talk about Bryant and Long Island University. Who needs to watch these conference championship games today? When Bryant takes the floor, the sports world needs to stop. The line is 4.5. The Sharks going on the road at the Bulldogs here. And this isn't enough. You don't go into Bryant and expect not to get your doors blown off. Listen, I wrote a few notes down because I want to tell you guys how seriously I take the degenerate special here.
Jeez.
Bryant, the offense has been rolling lately. They've hit 73 or more points in each of their last 10 games while only allowing 66. Now, I'm no math major, but if my Ball State education is correct, that's more than 4.5. So here's what you do. You lay the 4.5, you ride that lightning of the Bulldogs here, and you cover, and you win money. And it's the same money that you would win betting on the Chiefs or betting on the 49ers today. It's still money. It counts. That is your degenerate special.
Now, can I give you a little focus, though, on this game? Because I did a little research while you were talking.
Do I have a choice?
Yeah, you don't. Here's the one problem that Bryant has. They have a big man who gets a lot of 3-second calls. He's known by his teammates as Lane Bryant. I don't know if you know that. I wish Rachel was here. She would have enjoyed that joke. Go ahead. What's our...
Is that the kind of humor we get when we book Scott Long for our corporate and comedy events?
It appears like that's from everything I've been... No.
Let's just say you had a rough weekend, right?
Yeah.
You've caught up on bills. The heating bill's way high because it's been cold. If you just have $5, just $5, you can make a bet and win almost 60 with the Ballin' on a Budget parlay. Again, I'm not a big parlay guy. I think they're sucker bets. But if you're trying to get the equivalent of that scratch-off lottery ticket, here's how you do it. $5 to win, around 57 with this one. Chiefs -7. Make sure you get it -7, not 7.5. Don't wait. The under in this game, Chiefs and Cincinnati, under 54.5. I'm going to go into some detail on that here in just a little bit. Big Ten basketball, Minnesota, Wisconsin, over 135. And little NBA here. I hear tickets may be available for Cleveland and Detroit. But 207.5 in an NBA game, even when it lacks star power, you should go over 207.5 in an NBA game. $5 pays out around 57. That is your Ballin' on a Budget. All right, when we come back, I will have a drink in my hand.
Yes.
Scott Long will have a drink in his hand. And we will give you our best bets of the day.
The Larceny Lock! bucks.
Get your pen out, get your paper out, get your app out. We're gonna make so much money, it's gonna be sickening. People will be upset with how much money we have. They're gonna be jealous, and we're giving you those picks when we come back.
All Indiana Bets is presented by LUNAZUL Tequila. Feed the wolf. The Larceny Lock is brought to you by Larceny Bourbon. Steal a taste.
Yeah. Elon.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm going to give the Larceny Lock in a minute, okay? I know you're streaming on the Wish
Little
TV
Ric Flair
app.
shuffle right there coming back for you kids. What do you guys
Thanks.
know about Ric Flair?
Love your cars. All right, so Hammer.
Yes,
what
sir.
What do you got for us today?
This is a little tequila, LUNAZUL Tequila with Diet Mountain Dew, the official drink of the Hammer House.
It kind of is. So here we go, our Larceny Lock
This
picks.
is so good, by the way. And I really think the Ric Flair shuffle brought this segment to something that should win an award.
I thought you just had like stiff hips.
No.
Maybe,
I'm a limousine riding, jet airplane flying, wheeling, dealing, kiss stealing, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down.
Now look at this.
Woo!
Look at this lock here. I am getting into the Hammer territory now. I'm not a big prop guy, but this one early this week jumped out at me incredibly. This is a 49ers defense that I think has been the best in the NFL the second half of the season. And the Rams have real problems, as I mentioned earlier, against Shanahan. He seems to be in McVay's head. And I don't trust Matthew Stafford in this situation. Do I trust Jimmy Garoppolo to not throw an interception? I don't. But if you look at those plus 130s or whatever that you're going to get on this bet, take Matthew Stafford to at least throw one interception today. I'm betting there's going to be 2 out of his arm. I love this pick. Larceny is delicious, and so is that pick.
It is. And I'm going to take you to the AFC Championship game here. We've got the Chiefs, we've got the Bengals. Let me go back 1 week. We all loved what happened with the Bills and the Chiefs and what happened in the last 2 minutes. That's not normal. That was a fluke. That was an anomaly. I had the under in that game, and that was the right bet. It didn't win, but that was the right bet. That was an under with 2 minutes to go. You get one stop, just one measly stop by Kansas City. The whole final 2 minutes changes, and your toes are tapping. So I'm going to go back to the well here. Under 54.5. It was the right bet a week ago, and unless you get a once-in-a-lifetime type of final 2 minutes from the Bengals and Chiefs here, you're going to go under once again. I think Kansas City wins this game. I think the game goes under 54.5, and that is my Larceny Lock today.
Hey,
Now-
Hammer, can I look this up because I'm just checking. NFL games are they 58 minutes long or are they 60?
It was the right bet.
Oh, my God.
Right bet.
Yeah, then there was like 30 points afterwards. Go ahead.
When we come back,
You're wrong.
we will have America's #1 prop betting segment. There is nobody hotter on prop bets than
That's
your
right.
boy here.
That's right.
Prop, lock, or drop it. Prop bets that you can make that are going to make you some cash
Yep.
money. We're going to head to the bar. We're going to talk about these. Do not go anywhere. It's all Indiana Bets.
Welcome back. Time to play prop, lock, or drop it. As people know, I was not a fan of this segment. Hammer's like, this will be great. He's right. I hate to say that. Just like this. There he goes. He's drinking.
Look at that. 20 and 9.
2-1, 20 and 9. I can't even do the math on that, except it's almost 70%. So what I'm going to tell you, first up, we want to get these really focused playoff. We're almost at the end of the prop, lock, or drop it. Quarterback Joe Burrow, over under completions is 24.5.
Oh, man. That is free money, Scott. We're going to lock this one in. We're going over. Because, again, I think Kansas City is going to win the game. And even if you don't think Kansas City is going to win the game, for Cincinnati to be competitive, they're going to have to throw the football. 24.5 feels like it's a number that's very doable for this Cincinnati offense. If they get behind 7, if they get behind 10, you're not going to see as many handoffs to Mixon. You're going to see Joe Burrow throwing the ball down the field. And don't forget, passes out of the backfield, hitting your tight ends. These count. All count toward your total. So we're going to go over 24.5 today.
I like that one.
Lock it in.
Let's go next to our next one, and it's about Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs quarterback. The over/under completions of the day versus the Bengals has been set at, am I reading that right?
Longest completion.
Oh, longest completion.
Longest completion.
37.5. Wow, that is a lot. Now, there was about 3 of them in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Right.
But lock or drop on this one?
I am going to lock this one in because you don't necessarily have to have a bomb down the field to hit this prop bet here. You could hit a 15-yard slant to Hill, and if he decides to take off and picks up an additional 16, 17 yards, your toes are tapping here. All you need is one little slant to a receiver. Travis Kelce to break one tackle, even a pass out of the backfield where your running back can take it. We've seen Jonathan Taylor do that multiple times this year with the Colts. Over 37.5. Patrick Mahomes has had a pass over 37.5 yards the last 6 weeks. It's going to happen again.
Now, this last prop, lock or drop, is a personal one. I already gave you my point of view on taking Matthew Stafford on interceptions versus the 49ers. It's 0.5. So all you have to do, one interception. Are you going to join and make yourself money like I'm going to on the lock, or are you going to drop it?
I'm going to join you, my friend. We're going over because this is the 3rd time these two teams have played each other this year. There's no secrets between these two. And what I like about these 0.5 interception props, you just need one tipped pass. You need one Hail Mary that gets picked off in the end zone, or one bad decision throughout the course of the entire game. If you get just one of those things, you go home a winner. So we're going to lock that in. You know the Rams are going to throw the ball. Matthew Stafford will have multiple opportunities to have one picked off, have one tipped. 0.5. Let's ride it. Let's go over. Lock that in.
20 and 9. Just keep that number in. 20 wins, 9 losses on the last 29 at prop lock or drop it. What are we doing next, Hammer?
Next, we are going to go to our wise guy, Ryan Kramer. He is in the Wise Guy Lounge. He's got picks for today. Conference championship picks from the professional. That's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. This is All Indiana Bets.
He is the guru, the knower of all things sports gambling, the wise guy out in Los Angeles. Ryan Kramer joins us now from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. All right, Ryan, I'm going to take you back. Week 17, Bengals hosting the Chiefs. You take the Bengals in that game as an underdog. They win outright. Then in week 18, San Francisco 49ers playing the Los Angeles Rams. Niners an underdog. You take the Niners. They win outright. So the burning question that I have, and I'm sure all of our viewers at home have, do you like both dogs this weekend with the same matchups, or are you fading one or both?
And when I see what the Rams did last week, I say they took Brady's shot. They handled it. It was a huge win. And guess what? We're back to that spot. Not only do we have a little bit of letdown, but you have this divisional foe who just owns you. So if you're telling me I can get more than a field goal, yes, please. Every time I'm going to take it. Now, to the AFC Championship game. Not much of an analytical handicap here, but Patrick Mahomes looks like he's back to being the top dog. And honestly, as great as Joe Burrow is, he's not Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. Perhaps this is the step-up situation. I think the Bengals have had a great year. The fans have got to be elated. This is an amazing season. I think they go down. And honestly, if you want to find creative ways to play this one, I think they go down big. Chiefs by, I'll say, between 19 and 24 if you bet on that kind of thing.
Ryan Kramer, folks, you know the drill. Sports Gambling Podcast. Go search it. Go to the website. Hit my man up. He's been giving you winners all year long. Ryan, appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks, unless, of course, you want to come on next week and make a pick on the Pro Bowl.
We could do that, and you definitely want to tune in for Super Bowl week. We'll be live from Radio Row in Los Angeles.
All right, man, take it easy, and good luck this weekend.
Cheers.
And cheers to you, Ryan Kramer.
Yeah, but I mean, did you see that? We're all on the same sides. And you know, I gave a call to our buddy, Alan Cashman.
The Cash Man.
And he is also on the 49ers. So we've never had 4 all on the same. So let's see. Maybe the 49ers
Hammer the Rams.
I know. I'm starting to be concerned.
When we all agree on the same one,
Right.
hammer the other side.
Now, here's something I would hammer. And this is something that I felt very good about right now. That is 49ers Rams. The weather's going to be great. I understand it's not Green Bay. You're not going to have all these weather issues to keep the points down. But I just think the defenses on both sides are really good. The only reason I think this game could go over is if Garoppolo and Stafford just start throwing interceptions and pick sixes, because the front fours on both of these teams are fierce. And that's why I'm loving the under 45.5. It was a little higher earlier in the week. I think the sharp money has been on the under, and that's where you should be.
All right, I'm going to take you to the Big Ten. Haven't made a college basketball pick yet today. Wisconsin and, oh man, look at this, Minnesota. Minnesota is one of those tough teams.
Yeah.
It's hard to figure them out, but look at that over-under, 135. I love the over in this game. Wisconsin is really tough at home. The best player on the floor is wearing a Wisconsin jersey. But at this point in the Big Ten season, Minnesota knows what to do. So I think you're going to get just enough points here to go over. I don't have enough confidence to pick the spread. The spread's too high in this one. I think it's like 11.5. I could see that going either way, but I do like the over. This feels like one of those games where Wisconsin ends up winning by 10, maybe 11, but you hit the over. That's the play, over 135. Now, when we come back, let's go on the rocks. I think Lexi is standing by. Oh, look at Lexi mixing those drinks up. The Blackberry Bourbon Sidecar.
Oh, what?
Oh, man.
Delicious.
Let's make some drinks with Lexi when we come back on All Indiana Bets.
On the Rocks is brought to you by Evan Williams. Bourbon done right.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to On the Rocks. Brent Holverson with Heaven Hill Brands here. Coming to you from the Oakmont today, downtown Indianapolis, just off of Mass Avenue on Delaware Street. And have the wonderful Lexi here to make us a cocktail today. And we have our Global Whiskey Ambassador, Mr. Bernie Lubbers, with us. Welcome, both of you. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Outstanding.
Great
Bernie?
to be here.
Good,
Great
good.
to be at the Oakmont. You're going to make us a beautiful blackberry bourbon sidecar here.
Yes,
I'm
I
excited.
am. Yep.
What do we got today?
All right. So this is going to start off with Evan Williams 1783.
And that is our new formula that has actually raised the proof from 86 proof to 90 proof. Give a little more flavor there.
Add some lemon juice for some extra flavor. Also some blood orange liqueur.
Nice.
And then to top that off, we're going to add blackberry jam to this. And we do get this locally. So, okay.
Put some of your jam in there.
Yes, absolutely. And then we will strain this over top of some rocks.
Beautiful color.
And just to give it the final touch, we're gonna add blackberry and lemon to that.
Nice.
There you go. Would you like to try it?
I would love to. Well, thank you, Dan. Cheers.
The blackberry bourbon sidecar.
Oh, wow. Could say that's my jam, and it's using some jam. Thanks again for joining us on The Rocks. Join us next time, and be sure to check out the Oakmont, downtown Indianapolis. Cheers.
Oh, man, look at that. Blackberry, Bama Lamb.
That was
Whoa.
one of the best drinks I think we've ever seen. So, man, I missed that.
I'm not one for hyperbole,
No.
but today is going to be the greatest betting day of our lives. Let's go to the big board and see the plays that we've got lined up. Kansas City -7. Some places have that 7.5. Make sure you get that 7. Under 54.5. Kansas City, Cincinnati. It should have been under last week. That was the right bet. We're not going to get fooled again.
58-minute hammer. Come on, let's go.
3.5 with the 49ers. The better defense is getting points, and I'm here for it. 3.5. We've got Bryant knocking off LIU in your degenerate special. Bryant covers the spread against Long Island. And Big Ten action over 135. This isn't your mom and pop's Wisconsin Badgers. They're not afraid to put some points up here. We're going over. Scott.
I've seen Bryant play. Less Kobe, more Lane. I'm sorry, that's a better joke.
Much better.
Chiefs -7. We don't have a lot of picks that we can even work through today, but we're still bringing you winners. I mean, look at the board. These are probably the only picks you should make. Don't go it out on your own today. This is all about us. +3.5. I've been riding the 49ers to the money. You heard Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. They are asking, what am I doing? Under 45.5, I explained. Defensive line dominated game. Stafford, he is going to have 1 interception in this game. He might have 2 or 3. And finally, here we go, Drake +2.5. If you're a little footballed out and you're like, I don't connect with these teams, this will be a great game. Tune that in. Drake Loyola. It'll be a packed house in Des Moines. Watch it.
I want to meet the person who doesn't connect with these games but connects with the Drake game, because you need to be a special guest
College
in the Degenerate
basketball.
Special. All right.
Lame, Brian.
Let's go to our producer, Peter.
There we go.
Don't tease me, bro. Peter put the teaser together every week. Now, for those who might not be as bet savvy as we all are, what is a teaser?
Well, a teaser is Hammer, basically where you move the line. It's a parlay where you can either take the line up 6 points, take the line down 7 points, and you add or subtract, but you have to parlay them together, and you have to win them both in order to hit the bet. So last week, after a few off weeks, I got back on track. We won our teaser. I'm back in the club with Bezos and Scott and Elon Musk. And as we were sitting on the yacht earlier this week, I was debating about this week's teaser. And I said, you know, I could be safe. I could go soft on everybody and take the Chiefs down to -1, take the Rams up to like +3.5. But I'm feeling good, man. Let's have some fun.
Let's
We're
go.
going to do what we call a reverse teaser. So rather than taking the Chiefs and Rams down, we're going to move them up. Rams -9.5, Chiefs -13.5 at +700. And I'll just tell you, I don't think either of these games are going to be competitive. I think we're going to see the polar opposite of what we saw last weekend. Chiefs dominate the Bengals, and the Rams have had to sit around all week and listen to schmucks like Hammer and Scott talk about how the 49ers have beaten the crap out of them for the last 3.5 years. They've had to sit around all week and listen to it. I think they come out and make a statement today. They got the better quarterback and the better roster. 2-team reverse teaser +700. Put $100 on that, and you get an extra paycheck this month.
Boom. There you go. Don't tease me, bro. Now, in regards to the Rams and the 49ers, Rams sitting around all week, hearing about how one team owns them, how'd that work out for the Indianapolis Colts, Scott?
Did not work out well.
No,
I
it did
have
not.
to show that baby burp cloth again. Oh, my Lord.
When we come back, not only will we put a bow on this show, but Scott will send us out with a bang. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it with Scott Long is coming up next on All Indiana Bets. Ace.
Okay, I want to apologize to some people. This is my time to give an apology. I happen to love football, okay? I'm sorry. It was maybe the greatest football weekend of all time. And then I see that 93 of the 100 top-rated shows last year were the NFL. So then I tune in my internet, and the internet, there's an expert that was very concerned that the ratings are so high, then they're not following how dangerous football is. Stop it, okay? You've lost. Stop it. I'm so tired of that. I played football. Did I get a concussion? Yeah, maybe I got a couple. But I could have gotten them skateboarding or playing soccer and headed. Stop it. I'm going to give a little shout out to my lady, Christine Brennan. Last year, or September of 2020, the darkest day in Big Ten history. They're going to play football. All these players are going to die. Who died? Stop it. Stop it. We love football at All Indiana Bets. I love football. Go do your other thing. And this isn't political because before the show, I listened to some Joe Rogan comedy and Neil Young songs at the same time.
Wow, that's it. Standing ovation,
Thank
Scott
you.
Long, the greatest stop it in the history of
Cheers.
stop its. Listen, we
Win
got
some
championship football games today, kids. May all your bets hit. We'll talk to you next weekend on All Indiana Bets.